2024 is coming to a close, and I think it's safe to say that this year alone is definitely one that's going to be going down in the history books. With how much lore has been dropped over the past 12 months, it is insane. From the Minecraft movie trailer finally being released, all the way to a presidential candidate almost being turned to Swiss cheese? With all that and so much more happening, I feel like it would be fun to look back at this past year. This video is going to be split up into segments, so feel free to skip to whichever one you want to go to. Let's talk about major world events that have happened this year. Something that you may have heard of is that the Summer Olympics took place this year in Paris. So many different countries around the globe ended up competing this year, the winners being the United States, collecting over 40 gold medals and over 126 overall. You had that one Turkish guy who was in the competition, and this guy had absolutely no equipment. Speaking of sports, the Kansas City Chiefs won the Super Bowl again. That game was rigged, by the way. I'm really mad about that still. On another note, you have 2 NASA astronauts getting sent up to space on a mission, and they have been stuck there ever since. Yeah, there's 2 astronauts currently stuck in space, and NASA is still currently working on a way to get them down. Bro, imagine being stuck in space, and there's no way for you to get back home for months. It is pretty cool that we do actually have the technology to sustain human life up there for that long, just in case of emergencies like this. While we're currently on the topic of technology, artificial intelligence, or short for AI, has had some extreme advancements this year. ChatGPT continues to evolve at an alarming rate, as well as AI photos constantly getting better. And we even gained access to AI-generated videos this year, and it isn't like the Will Smith spaghetti eating video, no. This is actual indistinguishable from reality stuff. Something else that occurred involving tech is Bitcoin for the first time ever hit an all-time $100,000 high. A couple years ago, I put like $50 into Bitcoin and it has doubled that. That's about as far as my crypto bro knowledge goes. Something else that occurred is the United States presidential election. This entire election was constantly on TV, on social media for a pretty long time, but there was one specific moment that took over all of social media for a little bit, and that is when one of the candidates nearly got assassinated. Oh, I feel like it's important to mention, on live television. It was just an insane feeling to know that me and millions of other people across this world were looking at our TVs, literally witnessing history, because every attempt, successful or not, always goes down within the history books. While we're on the topic of the United States, Florida was completely decimated by hurricanes this year, as always. On September 26th, you had Hurricane Helen, which was a Category 4 hurricane, and less than a month later, you had Hurricane Milton, which was a Category 5 hurricane. And finally, as of recently, we have the United Healthcare CEO the nation. United Healthcare is a very popular health insurance firm in the United States. Their CEO, Brian Thompson, was down in an assassination attempt in Midtown Manhattan recently. After a week-long manhunt, law enforcement have apprehended who they believe to be the prime suspect in the assassination. His name is Luigi Mangione, and he is an Ivy League graduate who was arrested inside of a local Pennsylvania McDonald's. Next up, we're going to be talking about media. By that I mean movies, TV shows, and gaming. For starters, Disney continues to plummet into absolute irrelevancy, constantly buying out all their competition and always making live-action remakes that do absolutely nothing. The Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs remake trailer just came out, and it makes me feel the same way as when I'm in a Planet Fitness and I see an old man take off his pants. Extremely uncomfortable, and I wish I never saw it. The sequel to Inside Out came out, and that wasn't too bad, so I'll give them points there. Terrifier 3 was released in theaters, and it was a box office hit. Deadpool and Wolverine was another long-anticipated movie that did not disappoint whatsoever. This movie was so big it made over $1.3 billion in the box office. Unfortunately, I can't say the same about Joker 2. That was an absolute disappointment. Don't even waste your time or even your brain power finding out what it's about. It's garbage. The Borderlands movie was also bad, and no joke, that is the only time I've ever fallen asleep in a movie theater. We also got the Minecraft movie trailer that came out, and at first it looked absolutely abysmal. I never wanted it to come out. And then the second trailer came out, and dare I say, this doesn't look too bad. It doesn't look phenomenal or anything, but it looks 10 times better than the original trailer looked. I am Steve. Moving on to the gaming side of things, Fortnite OG has just returned, and it is for the first time ever actually fun to play Fortnite again. These past 2 times they've brought back OG, this has been more fun than I was having in the past. Call of Duty Black Ops 6 recently came out, and that has been a long anticipated game, and it seems that it didn't really disappoint, except for the campaign. That was pretty trash. We yet to have any new trailers or news about GTA 6. I mean, there's less than a month of the year left, so it doesn't seem very likely. At this point, just give GTA 6 the Game of the Year award for 2025. There is absolutely no way in hell it doesn't win. Astrobot was also a game that took over the world by storm, as well as Black Myth Wukong. So many people enjoyed those 2 games. Astrobot did end up taking the Game of the Year award. The PlayStation 5 Pro was also announced and released, and this thing is an absolute scam. They claim that there are big graphical differences between the Pro and the original model, but bro, I see absolutely no difference. It looks pretty much the same, and also it's $700 US. With that money, I can buy 2 regular PlayStations. Another thing that was absolutely taking over the internet is Arcane Season 2. I thought that I would despise it because it's League of Legends, and I hate League of Legends. But, it's actually a really good show, and you guys should check it out. I have yet to watch the 2nd season, though. Overall, I'd say it was a pretty good day for movies, video games, and TV. Let's talk about influencers and YouTubers in 2024. Tom Scott is one of these creators who announced that he would be taking a long-needed break and step away from his channel. Somebody else who retired in March was MatPat, who since selling his channel has passed on his hosting torch to other people who seem to be pretty well liked within the audience of all the theory channels. In other YouTuber news, we also witnessed something revolutionary with a YouTuber that nobody was expecting. Nikocado Avocado lost all the weight that he had gained and made a video talking about how it was essentially all just part of his plan. This guy uploaded 2 years worth of content, all to keep up the illusion that he was still this big back Omega plate cleaner dude with his own gravitational pull. Okay, maybe that was a little bit rude, and all jokes aside, I'm really happy that he managed to lose the weight and has been consistently maintaining what seems to be a good, healthy lifestyle, even getting back into violin. In 2024, we also witnessed something that we never thought would be possible, and that is the cancellation of Mr. Beast. For those of you who don't know, Mr. Beast's best friend Chris Tyson was caught in some After this, Dogpack, who actually is an ex-employee of Mr. Beast, ended up making an entire expose video talking about how Mr. Beast is a fraud, how he knows of all these wrongdoings. Mr. Beast was receiving huge amounts of criticism, but eventually he ended up making a response video with Oompaville, and the response is a bit mixed. Speaking of Mr. Beast, him, Logan Paul, and KSI merged together to create one of the worst food products I've ever seen in my life, Lunchly. Okay, it's really not the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. I'm just being a dick. It's essentially just a rip-off Lunchable, but people on Twitter were finding mold in this food, bro. During this entire Lunchly debacle, KSI was actually in a beef with Dan TDM. Almost the entirety of the internet was backing Dan TDM. In fact, I don't think I saw one person defending KSI on this. But absolutely, he has no right to talk, considering he released one of the worst songs of 2024. To the screen, to the ring, to the bend, to the... Speaking of singing, Jay Schlatt has had the wonderful ability of singing, apparently. After officially releasing his own cover of My Way by Frank Sinatra, which ended up getting taken down by his music label, he decided to bless our ears making his own Christmas album, and it's not bad. This is really good. It's currently December, and this is legitimately the only Christmas music I've really listened to. It's that good. Gee, I love when YouTubers make music and it's not absolute shit. A content creator who absolutely cannot go unmentioned this year is Kai Cenat. Kai Cenat broke multiple records this year doing Mafiathon 2, which was a 30-day continuous live stream that took place last month in November. This event was a subathon, and he streamed 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, non-stop. If I'm not mistaken, he currently holds the record for the most Twitch subscribers of all time. Now, 2024 also had some pretty big things going on within music. For starters, British singer-songwriter Charli XCX dropped her album Brat. Two other pop artists have been on insane runs lately. Sabrina Carpenter dropped her album Short and Sweet. It is a really good album. And of course, Chappell Roan absolutely continues to dominate the pop scene. Of course, this year you also had Kendrick Lamar and Drake beefing, making multiple diss tracks against each other. I'm not a huge fan of Kendrick's music, but I can admit this guy absolutely wiped the floor with Drake. Instead of continuing to respond to Kendrick's disses, Drake decided to sue his music label. Since we're on the topic of rap music, the underground rap scene continues to blow up, seeing many stars come out of it. Rappers like Osama Sun and Laserdym releasing albums, helping them blow up. More importantly, you have Sir Neticus Spendicus, Net Spend, finally dropping his debut album, and it is already charting at number 36. That's almost unheard of for an artist from the underground. Ken Carson continues to blow up into the mainstream, going on tour, selling out almost every show. And Cardi continues to lie to his fan base. My glorious king, Jordan Carter, is yet to drop 2024 music. An absolute superpower within the music industry this year recently got exposed and charged with many different crimes. Of course, I'm talking about Diddy. I don't really think I can even say what he's accused of, but I hope he rots in prison. Diddy. After going on for nearly 2 years, Taylor Swift's Eras tour has finally come to an end, grossing over $1 billion. Something else that I wish would come to an end is JoJo Siwa dropping music. Oh god, it's so bad. She's trying to be this adult image, the next Miley Cyrus, and it's not working out too well. And you also have the unfortunate passing of Liam Payne, a former One Direction member. Just for fun, let's talk about memes. Somehow, some way, Ninja managed to revive the low taper fade meme. This guy is still dragging it in the big 2024, and I bet he's gonna do it next year too. The TikTok Riz Party was a thing this year. Good lord, that was awful. It absolutely ruined Carnival for me. You also have the Costco guys and the Rizzler who somehow managed to get a spot on Jimmy Fallon. What? Don't even ask me why we as a society let this happen, but some girl has become rich for simply saying Hawk Tua. She started her podcast, the Talk Tua podcast, and oh my god, it is actual art. I also found out that my knee surgery is tomorrow. Wait, what? This year, we also got Jack Black telling us who he is. He is Steve. Clips from Henry Danger also made a comeback, turning every possible scene into a clip. To end off the year relatively nice and relaxed, we have the chill guy who's telling us it's all okay. We're all chill guys. And that's pretty much 2024. I know I definitely missed out on some things, so please comment down below and tell me what I missed. This year is definitely something that I'm sure a lot of us are going to remember, for better or for worse, but the important thing is that you made it through. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and thank you guys so much for an amazing 2024. To all of my lovely viewers and subscribers, I hope you have a great 2025. Boom, boom, chestnuts boom, roasting boom, on an open fire. Boom, boom, boom. Jack Frost nipping at your nose.